What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Today we are hanging out with Mr. Jose Garcia. Jose is somebody who specializes in mobile home investing. He was gracious enough to take us around a mobile home park that he's helping another park owner bring up to speed. We got to see a couple of mobile homes that are pretty run down. He's going to rehab these and turn around and do rent to owns. We got a behind the scenes look, got to ask him some questions, and hope you guys get a lot of value. So Jose, man, where are we at right now?
Griffin, Georgia.
Griffin, Georgia. What brings us here, bro? Like, what are we doing in this park, man?
All right, so we're gonna review a few of the mobile homes we're working on. So I'm gonna take you out to one of the distressed level one, has not been touched. Well, I'll take it back, we did put a roof on it now, but aside from that, we have not done rehab on it just yet. So I wanna show you kind of the starting phase of a rehab.
Okay, got you. What, what's the typical cost of these rehabs when you get your hands on them?
I mean, like anything else, they vary. There is no rehab the same, but like the one I'm about to show you, I estimate probably around 5,000 to 6,000, just the rehab in itself. So now the roof, actually, when we did the agreement with the park owner, he decided to put a roof on it for us.
Gotcha.
So that was a plus.
So he helped you out there.
Yeah, it's part of the agreement.
So because you got in with the park owner, you pretty much got this for free?
So no, I think we did. So typically when I do something like this, we get 5 at a time, 10 at a time. So it's an agreement of, a bulk, if you will.
Okay.
I think if we divide all the ones we got, which I think was around 15 homes here, they came out to around 2,500 per home.
Okay, 2,500. That's not bad though.
No.
Especially if you can cash flow $400, $500, $600 a month.
That's the goal, yeah. So
what is your end goal with this one that we're
So-
about to look at?
all the ones we're doing out here, I'm thinking lease options too.
Okay.
So like I was saying earlier, I don't care to be a landlord, just, I'm not opposed to it, but just, the exit strategy here, I think lease option would be better for us.
Right. That way you don't have to deal with the late night calls of my toilet's leaking. Or...
Those are common, yeah. And it's that time of year too. So that's the thing to remember is that, this time, January, February, March, and a little into April, that's when people have money, income
Right.
tax. So you got thousanders out there walking around, they can pay cash for something like this.
So this is kind of like prime time.
Oh, perfect time of the year, yep.
Oh man.
So come November, December, that's when we're rehabbing. So we're actually a little behind. So, I like to have X amount sitting there waiting to go off on the market.
Got you. So where are you finding your labor as far as the people that can come in and do the work?
Facebook Marketplace.
Okay.
Yeah, so, anywhere, there's different places to find them, but I've done my best by posting some ads out there. Just, hey, we have some mobile homes in the area. Any contractors available?
What has that journey been like? Has it been a pain in the butt or?
Contractors. So whether you're dealing with real estate or mobile homes, I think contractors are one of the hardest tasks to deal with.
Oh yeah.
It's not the rehab, it's not the material, it's not the homes or the market. It's always contractors, and I don't want to naysay them, but it's typically the same excuses, in which they're full of them. I say one of my classes is like, contractors are the hardest workers in America, but they're also the people who least like to work. So
Yeah.
you got to find the right crew, yes.
I think they can be worse than tenants sometimes.
They're needy, yes.
So
this one here is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, single wide.
Okay.
It's a early 90s model, and like I said, they put a new roof on it, which didn't really need it, but it was just part of the agreement that we made. New decks, obviously, because we got to be up to code with the city, and then you got that to deal with as well. This is what it looks like when we start out with. It's beat up, windows are broken. Some people would say, oh, this one looks vandalized. I guess it could be considered something like that too. And the way we get a lot of these more so is, when new park owners take over, for instance, they're usually coming into trouble tenants.
Mm-hmm.
This one doesn't pay, that one hasn't paid in years, that one, and you'd be surprised at how long some of these tenants, residents been living here and not paid a penny. So obviously, a new park owner, they're not going to deal with that.
Right.
They got into this as a business, like any other business, to make income, passive, whatever it may be. And so somebody like this one, for instance, maybe sitting here for a month not paying. First key is to evict them. Problem with that is when you evict somebody, they don't leave with a smile on their face.
Yeah.
they usually tear up stuff on their way out.
Yep.
So that's what we're going to see when we get on the inside. And again, this is the low, but this will give us opportunities. If it was beautiful, moving ready, it wouldn't be a deal for us.
So how much would this one rent out for by the time it's fixed up?
3-1, so I'd put it up to around $750 a month minimum.
Okay.
Yeah. Resale value, which would be more the key goal to do, I want to say around 22 to 23,000.
So and what's the lot rent on this?
390 equal. 390.
What all does that include?
Trash and the land. That's it.
Okay, and then they're responsible for their own utilities.
Yep.
And
Yep.
okay, gotcha. Yeah, let's check it out, dude. Oh boy.
Welcome home.
Jesus. It smells so wonderful in here.
This will be a lovely home for a person at one point. Yes. So again, and you can see, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but the both floors, obviously, rocks in here where they done through the window. I mean, this kind of damage that we expect. So but it all goes hand in hand when we come in here. We look at rehabbing any of these. I mean, from the cost of the labor itself to even where we get the material. I mean, we don't just run to Home Depot.
Right.
We'd be way out of budget at that point. So, how you shop also has to be a lot of what goes into it.
Well, the maintenance and rehab costs compared to single family real estate is like night and day difference too. This is much cheaper.
Oh, absolutely.
And easier to maintain as well. So what do you like? Would you guys just go get typical new mobile home panel walls, or are you gonna put actual drywall in here?
Yeah. So I typically like to do sheetrock just
Okay.
because it has a nicer finish. All these little strips you see, I think they're ugly. I mean, that's, that would do nothing for the numbers up or down, but just me thinking if I'm going to redo this wall, which that's already sheetrock, by the way, what you see on there.
Okay.
So, but every now and then we will use panel. It just depends on the mobile home.
Gotcha. So do you try to make it more of like single family home grade, or you're just trying to make it livable?
The goal is to make them presentable and livable. But yes, every now and then, depends on the budget, we will go ahead and put some trim around and make it more. I mean, we have rehabbed some old homes that when people walk in, it's like it's a house. I mean, it looks like a house. That's kind of the key we went on. But it just, again, it has to fit the numbers. So if it's in the budget, we'll do it.
Okay. I'm pretty sure location matters too. What
Yep,
you rent it for.
absolutely. That's another thing. Yeah.
That determines. Okay. Yeah, it smells so nice in here, man. Man. So would you rip out all these cabinets too?
No, unless they're so damaged that they're falling apart. They're a lot of times with so much moisture, because they are particle board as well, then we'll go ahead and remove them. But something like this, I mean, I don't see any damages. What we would do is prime them, maybe sand them and paint them.
Okay.
To make them. So we do update the mobile homes. I mean, like you see those back walls and all that, we'll probably replace some of that wall anyway, but we'll go ahead and paint over that more like a neutral color.
Okay.
What I will strip out of here is carpet.
Yeah.
I hate carpet. Yes, hate carpet. I think it's gross. I mean, as you can see, you imagine even trying to shampoo something like this would be a waste of time. So I personally like vinyl. When you put vinyl in a mobile home, it opens it up. It's cleaner, and I mean, it looks better.
Yeah.
So, and price wise, you're about the same. So.
Yep. Yeah. You're not really saving money by going back to carpet.
No, not at all. So.
Yeah.
Watch the floors in here. You can
So this is
see
a master.
all this bow. So all this floor here would have to be replaced, obviously.
So you're getting ready to get your guys in this one and fix it up.
By this weekend, next few days, they'll be in here. Yep. First thing orders, they'll come in and demo everything. Ain't good in here.
Would you ever sell this to another investor that's looking to do the same thing?
Absolutely.
So that way you just make money off the top of that. And
Yeah, so much like wholesale in a sense, double
Okay.
wholesale. So yeah, I mean, like I was saying, we do every exit strategy. I work with a lot of first-time investors, big-time investors, king investors. So somebody were to come in and say, "Hey, I'm willing to buy it as is," and they want to do the work. Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll mark it up, and we don't gouge anybody. We'll mark them up. But then there's also the coaching I do. So somebody may come and say, "Well, I want to buy it. I have the money, but I don't know where to get started." Well, we got coaching for that. So we cover all the bases.
nice, man.
But see, so just even curious, a subfloor in a stick-built home this size, I mean, what are you looking for? I'm just curious.
As far as like, what am I looking at as numbers wise?
Yes.
It depends on the cost of plywood, dude. Most of the homes that I personally touch, if it has a bunch of subfloor issues like this, if I'm not getting at a deep discount, I'm not going to touch it.
Mm-hmm.
But there are times where you get the older houses that have crawl spaces to where you got to replace some of the joists, plywood, and it's because of the plumbing issues underneath.
Mm-hmm.
It just gets soggy and moist. There's no
Yep.
moisture barrier under there. And so we starts doing this right here. But it varies, dude. It's depends on the house, depends on the amount of damage, and it depends on the price of plywood.
Yeah. Yeah. See, to me here, I'm seeing about a $250 job.
Really?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's 2 sheets of plywood, vinyl on top of it, and that's it.
That's not bad. That's
Yeah.
I mean, compared to a single family house,
That's what I'm saying. You know, the numbers are definitely, you know, that's what we call it low risk, low entry. I mean, the
Yeah.
entry is there, so.
Yeah, definitely, dude. Yep. What would it cost to paint something like this?
So when I do the rehab, it's typically all jobs on one. I mean, if it was just painting, however, about $500, we can get the whole interior painted.
Jeez.
Yeah, and I like to paint the ceilings as well.
How many lots is this park?
150.
150.
Yeah. So as you can see, those little pads right here in between, that's actually a pad for a mobile home. You already got the post, you already got the setup. So that's where here in the next few months, once we rehab all the ones that are in here, first we start with the beat up ones, obviously. Then we'll start bringing more homes into it.
How are these guys finding you? Or are you finding them?
So I've been doing this for 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
I built a little bit of credibility, I'd say, and it's we have a website, garciamhu.com. But I mean, connections, one connection for another one. You know, as part of investing, I say, you know, one handyman knows another handyman, one doctor knows another one. Well, the same with park owners, one knows another one.
Right.
So they'll usually connect me with, hey, I got a buddy who owns a park as well. Would you? Of course, you know, they know what we do. So that's how we've been able to grow. Started in Georgia. We are now in South North Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama, Florida, Mississippi, Louisiana, and apparently in Ohio.
Oh, no.
So,
Oh. So when you go out of state for this stuff,
Mhm.
how are you managing those properties?
so we have boots on the ground. Typically, the best source of boots on the ground for us is actual park managers. They already
Okay.
manage the parks, and you know we don't mind giving them a small little salary on the side to take care of the homes we got inside your community.
Right. So with the park managers, are the park owners putting in good words so you have a good relationship with them? And
Oh, absolutely. So when you come in when you come into the park through the park owner, I mean, park managers see you almost like you're one of the owners, like a business partner.
gotcha. Okay. I know that's super important, dude, just because the park managers, they're like the gatekeepers.
Yeah.
They can make your life miserable.
They can make you. They can break
They
you.
can
Yep.
make it very easy.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's one thing I've noticed about park managers.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like to bypass it. If I go into a new park, I'm driving by, or you know, I may stop by and say hello, but I don't ever ask the park manager, hey, who's the park owner, or connect me to the park owner.
Yeah.
You know, they'd see it as you're trying to obviously
Yep.
bypass them, but so I try to connect with park owners directly, then meet the park managers.
Gotcha. That's smart. You want to have a good relationship with them.
Yeah.
If you don't, they can make your life miserable. There's a lot of opportunity out here, dude. There's a lot of empty lots.
Yeah, I mean, with exit strategies, I was just doing a coaching a couple of days ago. You know, we do rentals, we flip them, we wholesale them, we move them. Last year we started doing Section 8s, veteran
wow.
assistance housings, Airbnb. This year we're adding elderly housing, which is similar to veteran or Section 8. They involve vouchers paid by the government, which government pays on time every month. That's a beautiful thing. We're also going to be doing a type of maybe individual rooms, short-term rentals, something like Airbnb type, where we do just one room at a time.
What's your favorite extra strategy right
Airbnb.
now? Airbnb.
Airbnb, yeah.
Could you Airbnb something in here?
Yes.
Really?
So where we are Airbnb now is inside of community parks down in Albany, Georgia.
Hmm.
So, and it is done great. It's a different clientele. They're more responsible. And park owners and park managers actually love that now, once we present it to them.
How much can you make off of one mobile home doing Airbnb?
So we talked about numbers on this one, for instance, here where we may collect $400 or $500 net a month.
If you do a lease option or
If I do a lease option or rent to own, yes. If I were to Airbnb it, well, I'll put it this way: the 3-2 in Albany, we're bringing in average around 1,700 low to about 2,500 a month.
On net profit?
Yes, that's after lot rent, and then lot rent is only $250 a month.
Oh, wow.
So when you're getting into this, obviously you want to get into community parks where the rental rates are so high versus the lot rents. So wherever I can get the lowest lot rents but the highest rent, that's where it's going to be the biggest spread.
So imagine having 10 of those. You're talking about making $17,000 to $25,000 a month.
Yep.
Off of 10 mobile homes that you probably got.
And we're doing campers this year. So we got a few already on the list to buy. And what I want to do with campers, because unlike mobile homes, so mobile homes are mobile, they're meant to be transported. But to move this thing here, you're talking $3,000-5,000. So it's not that easy. There's permits, there's inspections, there's setups. If I can do the same thing with a camper, I can move it. I mean, I could probably move with an SUV maybe, or a truck. It wouldn't be hard to move it. And we can take it down by the beach where we can make even higher returns on it.
Oh, wow.
Different holidays, different time of the year, maybe it's starting to get cool, move it somewhere else. You know of a hot festival coming up, I'm gonna move the camper nearby.
Dude.
Opportunities.
Yeah, that's creative right there, dude.
For sure.
That is super creative, and that's super lucrative. I mean, wow. So, I mean, get in for $5,000-6,000, rehab it for maybe $5,000-6,000.
Give or take, yeah.
And you could get your money back if you do Airbnb within like a year.
Yeah. So, I mean, the goal is always to flip them. You know, people ask me, why do you finance them? It's like, why do you like financing? It's like, well, I don't mind financing. You know, traditional banks, credit unions do not lend on mobile homes because of lack of security. They feel like you can just pull it out. That ain't that easy, but you can't prove that. When I heard that, I thought, well, that's opportunities for me. I'll finance in a sense to them. But what I like to do is get all my money up front and then finance the remaining.
Got you.
So that's usually the goal. You know, if I have to finance, I want you to at least give me the down payment of, which I'm not going to tell them what I got in it. But this one here requires $8,000 down payment. That's the requirement.
Okay.
So once they pay that, you know, like I said, I'm paid in full. I'm going to go do my business elsewhere. That's bringing me money.
So once you acquire one, right? What's the typical turnaround time between acquiring and then getting it on rent to own or Airbnb?
From start to finish, rehab and all.
Yep.
So like the one we just saw, 3 weeks.
Okay.
Now I've had it there, it's been sitting because we get so many. Like I said, it's the best time of the year. So November, December, I like to get as many as I can and just put them on the schedule to rehab. But on a perfect world, I would say within a month, you should be able to buy it, rehab it, put it on the market and sell it.
3 weeks, bro. That is super fast.
Yeah. I mean, because they're very simple made. Mobile homes are very easily rehabable.
Wow. Okay. So this is one being rehabbed right now.
Yep, in the process. So, and I got pictures, videos of what it looked like. We always like to keep records in a sense, which is one of the ways that we build credibility when working with new park owners.
Okay.
They may ask, show me some of the ones you've done. So we want to be able to say, look at what it looked like, look what it looks like, and obviously what we're doing. So, but yeah. So painting, we did some. This one did not get a new roof, but it should be getting cool sealed. Also,
These the existing floors right here?
some of them are, yes. Got a light in here. So flooring, we're not going to replace in here, but we are going to put vinyl in this one.
Okay.
Vinyl in this room. We remove all the carpet, which is disgusting. As the other one. This is new lumber we put. So most mobile homes are made with particle board, which is, I mean, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It gets wet, it gets moisture on it, it crumbles and falls apart. So that's terrible stuff to use. So
Yeah. No, it's smart to go back with this.
used rosewood, yeah. So as you can see, we are doing trim. You can see the big difference between one that we don't and one, you know,
Right.
gives it more that appeal of a house, if you will.
Gotcha. So bathroom vanities,
Yeah.
all gonna stay. And
Yeah, I'm not going to replace these here. If I do replace some of these, sometimes I do pedestals because I like to expand, give as much room as I can, so open it up. For instance, doors here, I wouldn't typically put normal doors back in. I would put some of those accordion ones.
Okay.
So,
Just keep it simple.
yeah, keep it simple and save room. So,
Is that a new tub or?
no, it cleaned out well.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's another thing is I don't replace anything unless I need to.
Right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
No, that's exactly the goal. Yep.
Okay. So it's pretty simple, cut and dry type rehab.
Yeah, I mean, come in and I mean these walls were ugly, vanilla looking color, but at this point I like to stick to commercial colors.
Yeah.
new ceiling fans. So little things like that we do upgrade.
Okay. Yeah, dude, it's real simple, easy to maintain, not expensive rehab. This is why I like mobile homes. This is why my first rental was a mobile home.
Okay. Yep.
It's your entry compared to a single family home, like you said, is just so much cheaper. You can't buy a house for $5,000.
No.
Cool. Some new plywood here.
Yeah. So say like that little accordion doors, they just, good fit. They're cheaper than a normal size door, and it leaves room. When you take a small bedroom like this and you put a door, this thing opens up that way, and you eliminate half the room.
Yeah.
So just little creative things like that. People like, little updates.
Yep. When you do your vinyl flooring, are you putting baseboards back, or are you just putting cord around?
Yes, I believe they put baseboards around as well. So.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And I don't know if they're done with this here. I mean, this is the particle board I'm talking about, but that's why.
Yeah.
I mean, this is weak.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely need to go back and plywood.
One thing I'd mentioned was the central heat and air. So this one, we were able to fix it. It had a couple little issues with it, but they touched it up and it works. Typically, we do not put new central heat and air in something like a mobile home. And most people don't. When they buy them, it has a unit, but if it breaks, same like a house, $5,000-$6,000.
Yeah.
So nobody's gonna put a brand new unit.
Right. So what do you do in that situation? You just get like space heaters and
window units. Yeah, so they have certain window units that actually do cold and heat.
Okay.
We try to stick with something like that. So
that's way more cost effective than buying a
brand
$5,000 unit.
And from what I've heard from a couple of people, I'd have to review and make sure, is that apparently when they put window units, their electrical bill actually dropped.
Really?
Versus the central running. Yeah.
Huh.
So could be a plus, I guess.
Yeah. And I mean, if it does the job, it does the job. There's no reason to go spend $5-6 grand on a freaking 2-ton unit.
And now rehab, to talk a little bit on that. So we do the rehab based like what you said on the market. I'm going to compare what I can sell my mobile homes to in this area. I'm going to make them livable, presentable, but I'm not going to come in and spend $20,000 thinking I can get more. If that one across the street sells for 20, the one next to for 25, the next one to 20, you're not going to get 40. So you trying to do more to get double doesn't work that way. But, then you have extra strategies like Airbnb. We have to step up our game a little bit on that. Because everything with Airbnb is reviews and presentability. So we wouldn't want to just kind of make it livable on something like that.
So with the Airbnbs, are you making them look a little bit nicer?
Yes.
You're going all out?
Yeah, a little, not extreme, a little nicer. But then again, when you fill a mobile home with the furniture and you stage it correctly, it just looks like a beautiful home. So that's one more thing we do have to do with Airbnbs, is we'll go spend another $1,500, $2,000 to get furniture. There's a system to do that as well. So we'll come in furniture, appliances, TVs, and set it up, stage it correctly.
Now, are you telling the park owners what you're doing with these?
Yes, absolutely.
Have they ever found out and they're like, damn, he's making all this money?
No, we made them pre-aware.
Okay.
So no, I'd rather ask for permission than forgiveness in this kind of sense. So
yeah.
So we come in and tell them this is what we're gonna do. Now, since the numbers, we don't share that with them.
Gotcha.
We could, but hey, this is what Airbnb is, and most people know what Airbnb is.
Yeah.
You don't really put the numbers together, but you know that, okay, short-term rental type of thing. So yeah.
Gotcha. All the park owners really care about is getting their lot rent.
Basically.
They're not trying to manage all of the homes and be involved.
No, and that's where part of the way we pitch it to them is stop being a landlord and be a business owner. You own the land, let us manage the homes.
Yeah.
If we can pay you lot rent and you never have to hear from a resident, would that not make your life better?
Yeah.
So it's hard to turn something like that down. So.
Yeah, because I sit back at first, I'm like, why would a park owner want to deal with someone like yourself when they can do it all themselves? But if you think about it, they're saving so much money with not having to do the rehab, manage the property, go find the tenants, collect the rent. If they know they're dealing with an investor, they know that lot rent's going to come in on time every single month.
Yep.
And so you're really saving these people a ton of money.
Well, I've asked
a lot of value.
What keeps you from buying another park? I don't have enough time.
Yep.
There it is. You don't have enough time. Why? Because you're running around trying to fix everything that's leaking. Let somebody else handle it, and you go buy another one and another one. It becomes a partnership.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. You're like a partner to them.
Yeah.
You're coming in and doing all the dirty work, and making the
The
parts
hard
look
work.
good. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's so you guys are exchanging value for value. So
Yeah.
it's a very smart, intelligent way to do business. Yeah. Love it, dude. Um, so what else do we got going on here?
We can go to another one. I mean, this is the only one we got that's being rehab. Like I said, we got our contractor crews in other parks in Central Georgia, East Georgia. They're working on those. So
Okay.
my goal is to bring them here and get a few of these done. Of course, like anything else, some of them we got to wait till the process is done with evictions per se before we can get new ones. After this location, we're going to be going over to Florence, Alabama, where we have about 20 of them as well. So we'll actually be shipping them. Now, the interesting thing out there is that this community park in Florence has 4 FEMA trailers. FEMA trailers are, I call them like a camper. They're bigger than a camper, but it's a teeny little bitty home. But it's got everything set up for. They're technically supposed to be considered more like a temporary house.
Okay.
Well, part of the agreement that I agreed, I said, sell me the FEMA trailers. So what I want to do is I want to send my crews over there. And I want them to clean up the little FEMAs, and each crew stays in the FEMA and work on site. So instead of getting hotels and travel expenses, I provide you with housing. You know, just get out there and clean that up. So we'll knock those out, go to the next one.
And that drops the cost of labor too, because
Everything.
they don't have to pay for hotels.
Everything, yep.
Nice.
Yeah, so
That's smart, dude. So,
any way you can save, absolutely.
yeah.
All right. So
So it's not as bad as
yeah, it's had more years to air out. So this is a late 70s. I want to say it's a 79 model, actually.
Okay.
So much smaller, everything is. But yeah, this one, I mean, a lot of touch-ups, cleanups around the windows. Same with the carpet.
Dude, green carpet was in style in the 70s.
Yeah.
It was the shit. You could probably keep these floors right here, huh?
Yeah, most of these, I mean, I don't see any reason to fix them.
Up to this point.
Yeah.
Do you ever replace the plumbing in these?
Yeah.
As far as like underneath?
Yeah, a lot of times I may need plumbing. So plumbing can be the second largest expense in a mobile home when it comes to rehab, if we have to do the entire plumbing. So if it's got the old system in it, we'll go ahead and just tear all that out and put brand new piping underneath.
You know what I love about mobile homes? These windows are so easy and cheap to replace.
How do you replace yours?
So Macon has a mobile home store. You can just go down there and literally get the same exact mobile home window. If I go to a single family home, I gotta wait 6 to 8 weeks.
Wow.
To get windows. I could get these from Lowe's, Home Depot, or online at a mobile
Just
home
the
store.
glass or the whole thing?
No, the whole thing.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like storm windows.
Yeah. Well, see, the way I do it, I would do something like this. So if the pillow wasn't there, as you can see the little frame here, you can go to Ace Hardware, Lowe's, and a couple other window stores and say, I need a glass cut at this price, at this size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure from about center here, and center each corner. And I'm going to take them that measurement.
And save the frame.
Save the frame. Because if
More
I take the
cheaper.
frame off of this home, as old as it is, you're starting to take structure apart. I don't want to weaken anything else.
Yeah.
So I'll tear this window out and go get a new one, probably $10.
Wow.
Get some of that glue silicone that we use for windows, put around it, put it back on, you get yourself a brand new window.
Jeez.
So save time as well, not just material. You know, you're trying to save as much time. So
yeah, dude. I see why you love mobile homes now.
we took one mobile home. It had like 3 windows back to back. It was weird how it was a setup, and we took them out because the frames were a little. This was early in my career, and when we tried to put brand new windows, it almost like the home settled. It was weird. We had to squeeze them in there to make them fit, and I thought, well, we're weakening this whole thing.
Yeah.
When you're doing that. So, you know, that's kind of where the idea came in. It's just replace what you need. That's all.
Yeah. Wow. Dang. Cool. See, a lot of people are going to look at this like, why? And then people like me and you are going to be like, opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, you know, Warren Buffett invests in mobile homes. So that should tell you something.
Right.
You know, and it's like, here's from my coaching side, as I tell people, it's like, how would you pitch a mobile home or a mobile home park to somebody as an investment? And immediately they're like, oh, well, I'll tell them that it's a single wide. And it's like, that's ugly. Tell them about the numbers. Tell them about the returns. Tell them about the security. And when you catch their attention, then they're going to say, what is this anyway? It's a mobile home. That's a bigger insight because most people don't know the returns that can come from mobile homes. So they just see it as, ew, that's third world. Or
So what do you think the biggest reason is why investors shy away from investing in mobile homes? Is it just because it's a mobile home?
I mean, the stigma's there. It is not going anywhere. But I think it's a good thing because it keeps from being overcrowded like real estate, for
Yeah.
one. So stigma and lack of education, really. I mean, they don't know, again, what it can provide. When I walk into these RIAs and I start talking about, like I just had all these opportunities, they're like, I didn't realize you could do that. So it's like you're leaving all these opportunities there because you lack the knowledge of it.
So do you look at yourself as a real estate investor or a mobile home investor?
I would say I invest in the hidden side of real estate. Yeah.
I like that, dude.